So, episode,
yeah, we got to 10.
10. This is a bumper
I thought
episode.
it'd be a good time to bust at the whiskey again, so cheers.
Definitely. Yeah. Why don't we get straight into it? You've got a topic you've been burning to talk about because I guess it's been quite personal or it's affected you lately or something.
This week I had the opportunity to catch up with just one of my friends who lives in Norway who I haven't seen, for a while. I guess most importantly, it just made me sort of think more about connections with people and how easy/difficult it can be for different times of our lives, I think, to do this,
Oh, yeah. What, social connections?
Yeah, like just to maintain these connections, I mean, I also managed to catch up with another friend who I've known for a long time now, and he, we just ended up having dinner together, but, ended up talking about some pretty cool things, and this particular friend, he's always been excellent at maintaining contact. So some people are better at it than others, and I'll be the first to admit I'm terrible at it.
Yeah, I'll vouch for that.
Yeah, awful, and I think I constantly thank him, and because he reminds me of how easy it can be in a way.
Did you specifically talk about this? Did you when you caught up?
Not this time, but previous times I have, yeah.
How's he been successful? Sorry, can I ask, how is it that he's managed to...
Yeah, well, he's just very, very good at phone contact.
Okay.
So,
What, phoning as in ringing?
Yeah,
or?
as in ringing,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So once a week or so, he'll, on his way home from work, he'll just basically call me when he's in the car. And, and we'll have a chat and stuff, but...
Not a lot of people are good at that.
No, but he's excellent at it. Like, he's one of the best at it. And I haven't actually talked to him about this, but I envisage him doing it probably every day of the week to someone different. And
is this K?
Yeah, it's the old KK. And but yeah, anyway, it just got me thinking. So tell me about you. Like, how have you found keeping up contact with friends and stuff? Like, has it been easy for you?
I kind of get like both worlds because I'd like to pride myself on being someone who's not a flake, who actually does stay in touch.
Are you calling me a flake?
No, I'm just saying.
I'm pretty flaky. I'll call myself a flake.
If you to divide the social world into two types, sort of proactive and I guess more reactive, And basically the deal is everyone is a little bit different according to usually their generation and also their life setting. So it depends, I totally respect people who are busy because of relationship or family or work commitments or other stuff they've got on. But at the same time, I'm busy too. I think something you said to me through the week, you actually said to me this, and I think it's really true. You said, when your time's filled with work and you do things to develop yourself, right? And rightly so, like exercise or hobbies or interests, right? So, everyone should develop themselves, I guess. There's actually little time left. Like, there genuinely can be quite little time left, especially if you have
the old adage runs true, time is precious.
Yeah, and when then you come down to meeting up with people, I guess the nature of communication is different. Okay, let's talk about reconnection and connection. We talk about how I guess technology has allowed us to reconnect with people. Have you ever reconnected with anyone over like social media, which is interesting?
Yeah, well, the interesting thing.
Long lost friend I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, obviously there's a few different ways to reconnect, right? But social media is probably the number one. But, recently, I'm going to China at the end of this month. For a bit.
You got a lot of mates in China.
Bit of holiday. No, I've got none. I've got no connections, despite being Chinese by ethnicity. But, no, I ended up contacting this she wasn't even that close a friend, but just a acquaintance I had at work, who were, we always were quite friendly, but she'd lived in China for quite a while, but...
last time, sorry,
go ahead.
Last time you were in touch?
Oh, like more than 10 years ago.
Wow, that's serious. Yeah,
it's a long time. Yeah, and so I just fired her a message on Facebook Messenger, and I thought, maybe she'll reply.
Maybe a week or two later.
Yeah, well, she's a lovely sort of person, and I think it was like 10 minutes later, she replies with an epic amount of voice messages. I didn't even know you could do this, by the way, that you could record a voice message on Facebook.
But no, you definitely can. A lot of people don't do it because that's one of the reasons we use social media, to avoid speaking to each other.
Yeah, well, it gives you time to think, right? Yeah. But but I was blown away, and it was honestly just one of the most lovely things in the world to just hear her voice after so long, and she was so warm, and she was always like that as a person, so I guess I should have expected it, but I guess coming from my perspective of being that flake, that I didn't expect that necessarily, and that was really cool. And
must have really warmed your heart, so to say.
Definitely. Oh, it warmed the cockles of my heart. Yeah.
But you know, the thing is, like, just talking about being flaky. Like, I've met so many flaky people in the world, and what's the origin of it? Like, why the flakiness? What's that about?
Well, it's just because these days I think that we have so many different connections, and it's like you said before, it's tough work keeping up all those connections. Like, you know, what are you going to do? Spend your entire life just keeping these up? I mean, maybe there's some people in the world that are just really good at that, and they can have just, you know, magnitudes,
a multitude of friends.
Yeah,
but I mean, it depends on your responsibilities, and you know,
and
also your goals. I think a lot of you know, like a lot of successful people, for example, they have very minimal social lives because they're so busy, you know, in work.
I think actually a lot of it comes from where you are brought up as well, because I mean,
I'm gonna make a big call here and say, oh, this is massive. Melbourne people are so good at keeping friendships. Like, I don't want to.
No, that's is that
a big
stereotyping?
Is that a big call? Well,
no, I love Melbourne, and I certainly can appreciate why you're saying that.
I left Melbourne years ago, and like those friends still are super good at reconnecting. And you know, it's like there's some people you can not see for a long time. You'll meet up, like you hit it off again.
Literally like you haven't spent a day apart. I definitely know the feeling. And I think most people know the feeling if you're really close.
And I'm not saying anything about anyone else. I'll just say, like, Melbourne friends I have have been awesome like that.
See, this is the question though. Were any of them from Melbourne? Were they Melbourneites? Or were they actually were all of you from other places living in Melbourne?
Well, you know, good point, because of the 3 Melbourne friends I'm thinking of, 2 of them were from the country. One from, I think it was Maryborough, one from Moe. So yeah, look, okay, fair call. Like, small city versus big city.
But again, maybe the environment. Like I've always said that every time I visit Melbourne, it feels like a really big Newcastle to me. That's what it feels like, because it's got a much nicer vibe in Sydney.
Yeah, look, it's got a different vibe. You look at we had one trip. We went to see a UFC event.
I think it was a while ago.
I believe it was Brunson versus Whitaker.
Yeah,
Slobberknocker they call it. Anyway, so this big UFC event. We were in town. We hopped from one bar. Do you remember we were walking down this alley and we just ran into a girl who was working at that bar. She was just about to start a shift. Or she was just finishing a shift. I
think, yeah.
And she just just started talking to us. Literally, she started.
Yeah, because I think we just asked for.
We asked
people direction.
We asked for a direction. She started talking to us. Yeah. Anyway, she ended up leading us to a really great bar. Another place.
Well, not only leading us there, but we just ended up having a good night together.
Yeah,
it was really cool. Yeah.
So we ended up just having drinks together and just having a long chinwag, and strangers, you know, out of nowhere, just having good social time. So yeah, it's an amazing feel, but I guess, look, it's going back to the whole thing of staying social. What do you think is the greatest challenge about staying social? What is it? Is it technology? Is it geography? Is it place in life? What do you think is the greatest challenge for you personally?
For me personally, I think it's just personal character. I don't know, like a lot of people say, like, when they meet me and stuff, that I'm quite a social person, but...
Yeah, gregarious, I'd say.
Would you? But... Look, I guess I am in small doses, but
I'm the timid type myself.
Well, inherently though, like I think I'm actually quite a creature of solitude. Like I very much enjoy my own space and my own time, and you know, maybe that's quite self-indulgent, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, I have always found that if you take more time for yourself, then when you are around others, that you can be more exuberant.
I think so.
More passionate, and I think that's kind of it's a bit of a strange balance there, because it's like, you know, the more time you spend away from people, the better you are with people. Doesn't really make sense, but for me, I think it's a bit like that. But like, I mean, you mentioned before technology, and I think, I mean, definitely it's part of the difficulty in maintaining social contact these days, because I mean, I think most of us spend a lot of time like in front of, you know, a computer or in front of a TV, or obviously on your phone and that sort of stuff. And sometimes, I don't know, like, do you find it really hard to pull away from that sort of stuff?
To manage technology?
I think just to make sure that you're not absorbed by it all the time.
Well, I was a really massive holdout to get a smartphone. I mean, I've got one now, and
yeah, you had like a flip phone or something for a while, right?
Yeah, Motorola. That was
in all the
It's in all the Hollywood movies.
Yeah.
They must have had a contract with Hollywood. Anyway, so I was a big fan of the flip phone, and I like the simplicity of life. And I guess, look, this in a way, as a segue, it does tie into minimalism, and I'm a massive believer in just keeping things simple. And I think that having a non-smartphone, or one of those old school phones, really served me well for a while. But in any case, your question was, okay.
Yeah, do you find it hard to stay away from, like...
Yes and no, I guess. Depends on what you're talking about, what area. How about you?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess, like... Well, let's specify which areas then, I guess, to...
Yeah, that's a good word.
Yeah, so I guess, like, number one's going to be your phone, right? So,
okay. Well,
are you... are you constantly on Facebook, for example, or anything like that?
No.
Or any of those?
No, I deliberately don't have the app on my phone.
Oh, okay. So you
put it
have
on
to access it via the website thing. Like
yeah. Well, you can't do that on your phone. You literally can't. No,
they ask you to install the app.
It diverts you to the app. Yeah,
they're so smart.
That's right. So if you message me on Facebook, I generally won't be able to get it unless I access it through my laptop. And there's only on the odd occasion, I think 3 times in my life I can count that I've actually deliberately downloaded the app because I needed to do it.
I got a notification the other day that you actually joined Messenger.
I needed to do it. Yeah, well, I've taken it off again. But generally speaking, I don't have apps on my phone. I stay away because I believe that it's one of the ways that you maintain sanity, like just keeping sort of a space. So,
why do you think it affects your sanity?
Oh, constant alerts. How about you? How do you deal with constant alerts on your phone? You get a lot of them, especially through your business.
Yeah, it's tough. Well,
are they sound alerts or are they visual?
None of them. I think I have my phone on silent 99%.
So they're all visual alerts, like a little blue light or something.
Either visual or I do have some vibrating as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but one of the things that I learned very quickly, I think, in this job I'm in now is to set do not disturb hours.
Yeah.
Initially, my do not disturb was I think between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Because I get up around 6 anyway. But now I've adjusted it to 9 till 6.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I had to, because otherwise, you're right, I get a ton of notifications and a ton of messages and stuff. And, it's tricky because ideally, I guess, back in the day, if I went a year back in time... I don't think I had any alerts to deal with. Really, I'd get messages and stuff.
Well, I thought
emails.
You were just going to say to me that you could stay off your smartphone for a year. Could you stay off your smartphone for a year?
Well, not my current role, not my current job, but
how long could you?
It's pretty hard.
See, rather than say how addicted you are and all that, here's a question. This is what scientists often ask. They'll say, how long can you actually abstain for? How long can you stay off? Turn off your phone for your smartphone.
Oh, I think I could turn it off for easily a year if I wasn't working.
You reckon you could turn off for a year?
Yeah.
So what about your social contacts? How do you deal with that?
You email them all and you say, I'll be gone for a year.
Email them. Let's meet for a coffee. You're going to email your friend.
These days, well, these days it's heaps easier because all you'd have to do is put it on Facebook and just go, look.
Messenger, you mean? So basically, you're operating through a laptop. So what you're going to do, you're going to operate through your laptop, and all your social discourse will occur through Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, but that's kind of cheating, isn't it?
Well, of course it is.
Yeah,
that's what I'm asking you. So how long could you actually abstain for?
Well, I think it's like this, right? So let's imagine that you could do a pilgrimage for 1 year with no technology. Let's say you want to...
Some people do it.
Go climbing mountains or something like this. Which is just funny because you probably need technology to do this, but or let's say you just want to cross the Gobi Desert or something like that by yourself, things like this.
Gobi Desert, you say?
I don't know, but
it's ambitious plans, bro.
I don't know. I think it's possible. I mean, again, what's the need to be around this? I don't know. How long do you think you could do it for? Yeah.
How long? And you're removing work, right?
Yeah. So work's not, let's say you get a nice little stipend.
1 month.
Your work.
1 month.
A month.
Solid month, yeah.
What would happen after that month, though? What would change that would force you to, go back to it? I think that's the core of this.
Well, I would say literally just ensuring people, like my family, are okay. You have international connections too are really important, in your life and whatnot. And example, you got an awesome mate who's moved back overseas, and so it's not just about your family. Then it's obviously about other people you care about and things like that.
But don't forget, you've already notified them that
I'll be offline for a month. Look, some people do it. The reason I say
a lot of people do it. Like these days.
Well, there's a guy called Ari Shafir. He's a comedian, and he literally goes 3 months offline.
Yeah.
And he'll just go hiking or camping, and his mates won't hear from him. And he's a massively world-renowned comedian. Can I
there's a balance there.
Address this question another way? The whole thing of managing technology.
Sure.
If I said you can only have one thing for the remainder of your life or whatnot, laptop or your mobile phone, which one would it be?
Oh, I guess it's your phone. I mean,
you're going to end up some short-sighted.
My eyes are terrible anyway. I'm right. I basically need the world to develop bionic eyes by the time that I lose my sight, because it's coming.
But the thing is that I think, because I watch so many movies, I'd have to have a laptop. I can't live with a phone. Like, to me, I'm not even talking about communication. I'm just looking at movies. And I got to enjoy a movie.
You can have a television. You can have a television and a phone.
No, I'm assuming no technology, but a laptop and a phone. So you're going to be enjoying all the latest hits.
Can I go to the cinema?
Avengers 25 on your mobile phone.
Yeah, but can I go to the cinema?
No, we're taking that out of the equation.
Well, I can't even go to the cinema. You're restricting me now.
You can watch Avengers 25 on your phone.
Can I? What?
You can watch Return.
Can I go to a friend's house who's got a television?
Oh, well, you can enjoy the movie on my laptop. You have to watch it.
That means I could go to the cinema. So
no. It's only within your social realm.
You're being very dramatic.
The cinema's not your social realm, then you can't access it.
Look, I can't go to IMAX. I reckon I could go to IMAX. I can walk down there.
Look, what's the point of the hypothetical if you're going to just congratulate or sort of ease yourself into the situation?
No, I'm just saying.
Access to cinema.
Well, you're talking about personal devices versus the world. It's a bit different. I
think a laptop's really useful, and I think that the other advantage of a laptop is that it's really good for work, I think, purposes as far as documents and that kind of thing.
Do you think it's better for pleasure?
All I got to say is that I think a laptop definitely trumps any other personal device. But in terms of movies and you're looking at laptops. I mean, we're talking about that. What kind of movies do you like to watch in your downtime? What genre do you enjoy?
Generally, I mean, I enjoy a lot of. I guess these days more drama, action.
Okay. What about funny movies?
Funny movies.
Do you like comedies?
I don't mind comedies. I mean, when there's a good comedy, it's fantastic. But
what's the best comedy you've seen recently?
Oh man, it's a hard question. I reckon in the last 5 years, I could probably say not many.
Yeah.
The last one that comes to mind, literally, is probably Meet the Fockers. And that's probably more than 5 years ago. That's probably 10 years ago.
Oh, it's terrible, but even the name still makes me laugh.
Yeah, Meet the Fockers, yeah. how many years ago is that fucking movie?
I think it's 20 or 4 or something like that. Is that right?
Yeah, so it's more than 10 years old, right?
I can't remember.
It's crazy, yeah, because, I mean, I guess comedy's not the genre that I run to first for entertainment, even though entertainment's meant to be fun. It's meant to, and definitely, I enjoy watching comedy, stand-up comics and such, but I guess it's hard to find just really decent, comedy movies, but I mean, did you enjoy Meet the Fockers?
I love Meet the Fockers. Meet the Parents, the original, is one of the best. I love Robert De Niro and...
Is that the original? Or no?
Meet the Parents is the original, yeah. And then, so Meet the Parents was the original.
So Meet the Fockers was the second one?
The second one, and then you had Little Fockers.
Oh, Meet the Parents was the one I'm talking about then, because I actually didn't enjoy the sequel.
Okay, so
I just don't know how, people can write such a preposterous name into a movie...
Well, originally it was called
pass it up.
Well, because Meet the Parents was such a,
No, but what I mean is to name the lead character, Gaylord Fokker.
Look, Robert De Niro's turn is what made me really laugh, and every time you sort of mention that particular trilogy, Parents, I mean, I love that, but it makes me think of Robert De Niro's turn in this cop movie called Midnight Run. So it's technically an action/comedy. It's an action comedy. But it's probably one of my favourite comedies of all time, Midnight Run, 1988 film. Have you ever seen it?
Oh man, I think I've seen it once.
Yeah, Charles Grodin is co-stars, and De Niro's the bounty hunter, so he takes him all.
Oh yeah, and Charles Grodin's the guy that he's trying to hunt. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. And so he captures Charles Grodin. They have all these adventures together on the road, and they build a mateship. And anyway, there's a lot of
and Charles is like super deadpan in it.
Yeah. And the thing is, like De Niro hadn't done a lot of comedy. He'd done King of Comedy, but that was more of a satire. So he'd done other things before, but Midnight Run was one of his first notable turns at comedy. And I really think that and Meet the Parents, they were great films. Any other modern films that you think of that come to mind when you...
The other one that I really enjoyed, and I guess like comedies are hard because once you've seen it the first time, it's very hard to rewatch many comedies, I find. But one of the ones that I can do that with is The Big Lebowski.
Big Lebowski. I can
still do that.
See, here's the thing about Big Lebowski. I can barely recall it, but I know I liked it.
Yeah,
but the funny thing is, I know I liked it.
Yeah.
Can you remember it well?
I can remember it fairly well.
The plot was quite confusing, wasn't it? Like,
the plot was very confusing. It was very sort of undulating, if you like. It was just kind of but I mean, what sort of things really stick out in your memory?
Well, that's what I said. Like, I can't recall. See, I divide comedies anyway, or a lot of movies, into categories like ones I recall and rewatch, ones I don't recall, those that I don't dare rewatch again because I don't want to spoil them, and disappointments. So let's go through this. Okay, tell me one movie that you recall, or you said Big Lebowski, right? You recall that, and do you rewatch that though?
For sure. Okay, for sure. I've seen it probably maybe 10 times in my life.
Okay, now tell me one movie that you liked at the time but you don't recall, if that makes sense.
That I don't recall?
Yeah. Like for me, Borat is one of them. I remember.
Yeah, okay,
I remember like it.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
But do you remember, can you even recall a scene out of it?
I remember. I remember occasional lines or something, but I actually can't remember what. Basically, it was except for him. Like the image of him. I remember him, but I don't remember anything about the movie. Yeah. What about you? Do you remember?
Well, ones that I don't recall, like I said before, Big Lebowski. I don't remember Superbad very well, but I know I liked it.
Superbad was great. Yeah, I've only seen it.
The one thing I remember, there was a character called McLovin. Do you remember that?
Yeah, McLovin. So
what happens? He changed his ID. He wanted to buy alcohol or something.
That's it.
And he goes, McLovin.
McLovin.
So he's this high school kid, but he proposes as a 25-year-old Hawaiian or something like that.
Yeah.
And he goes by the name McLovin.
So you remember little slices.
Yeah. What about movies you don't dare watch again because like you don't want to ruin that experience? You're fearful of that.
Okay, so I guess a really good example of that is A Fish Called Wanda. You know that? So after
massive in its day.
Yeah, so after the Monty Python guys, obviously,
John Cleese had a great role.
Yeah, and John Cleese ended up writing this, and great role, great cast like Kevin Kline and Michael Palin and Jamie Lee Curtis, and such a great crew. But
so you're fearful. So you haven't tried watching again?
Well, no. So okay, this is the thing.
Oh, you did?
I've seen it once again, and it's just like one of these things. Like it is dated, obviously, and when you watch it again, I guess a lot of the fun things that you enjoyed about it the first time, you still enjoy, but I guess it doesn't have the same resonance and impact that it did the first time. Yeah. So. Yeah, that second time that actually, it would have been probably the second or third time that I actually watched it. So you were disappointed, is what you're saying? Yeah, because I've actually got it on DVD, right?
Yeah, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but since then, I've never really wanted to rewatch it because I don't want to diminish that memory any further. It's kind of like watching a fighter past their prime. It just diminishes their memory, and I don't like that.
What about a disappointment? Like something you really got hyped about, like some comedy that you thought was going to be really awesome, and then it sort of really unfolded in a pretty poor manner. Like it didn't really tickle the funny bones.
Oh man, that's a difficult one. I don't think. I honestly can't think of one in the last 5 years. Can you think of any?
Oh, look, I'd have to say Ace Ventura because see, here's the thing. Like a lot of these movies from the 90s, I saw them quite late, like later on. So I really have an affection for Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, Dumb and Dumber was good.
Yeah, 1994.
Yeah.
But then
I guess the sequel to that was pretty bad for me. But yeah,
I like the sequel, Dumb and Dumber 2. But anyway, so Ace Ventura. I went back to that because I'd seen Dumb and Dumber and I really liked it. And I just couldn't gel with with Ace Ventura. So
and you'd never seen it before, so you went there afterwards.
That's right. So I saw Dumb and Dumber first, loved it, and then I went and saw Ace Ventura. I thought, I guess I'm not a Jim Carrey fan per se. I just like Dumb and Dumber or him in Dumb and Dumber. You know.
So did you like? Well, was there any redeeming factor about the movie?
About what, Ace Ventura?
Yeah, Ace Ventura.
I can't remember it, to be honest.
Yeah, because you just...
I just left it. Yeah.
Block it out of the memory.
Yeah. So going back to like movies that you... what am I trying to say? Okay. There's something about Mary. What are your memories about There's Something About Mary?
Look, I am quite fond of that movie, and again, I actually... Maybe I'm still fond of it because I haven't actually rewatched it.
You've only seen it once. Oh. See, I've rewatched that.
Maybe twice if I'm lucky, but definitely no more than that.
Do you remember the scene when he's going to the toilet, his braces, his hair, and no, he's mistaken for let's say self-gratification.
Yeah,
and then ambulance is called. And
Frankenbeans.
Yes,
Frankenbeans.
Yeah, and it's we've
got
a bleeder.
Yeah. That actually that is one of the most prominent memories from that movie because watching or looking at Ben Stiller.
You remember those braces he had?
Because he clearly looks way older than teenage years, but he's got this crazy wig on, or maybe that's his real hair, I don't know. And he's got these braces.
Yeah.
And it's horrible, it's like a what do you call it?
It's like a 70s Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, Saturdays.
I don't know what you call it. Suit?
Yeah, I can't remember the name for those colours. You know that
flared pants and it was basically horrible.
But it was so bad. But but that was very a very strong memory. And also,
what did you think?
The other thing that I really enjoyed in Something About Mary was actually Matt Dillon's performance.
Matt Dillon was great. He had massive white golden buck teeth.
Yeah, he was just so hammy, like in the whole thing. It was one of the greatest things.
And Cameron Diaz she was like, in a heyday there. It was one of her best roles, I guess.
I think everyone remembers her vertical hair scene. That's pretty strong.
That's pretty hilarious as well. It's just a special mention for classics. Like I love Some Like a Hot 1959, The Apartment 1960, Jack Lemmon in both of those movies. But also Woody Allen's Love and Death 1975.
I haven't seen any of these. No, I've heard of Some Like a Hot.
Yeah, well that's famous predominantly because they were dressed in drag, like the two lead actors, Tony Curtis, Jack Lemmon, but also that famous line at the end, they popularised "Nobody's Perfect." So that's in that film, and it's basically popularised in popular culture. But Love and Death is this great spoof of, Russian art, literature, like Dostoevsky, Tolstoy, and there's a use of Prokofiev music, and it's just hilarious. Like one of the lines, like it's hard when you haven't seen it, but I'd encourage everyone to see it if you like a line like this, like Diane Keaton, I think she says to Woody, "You're the greatest lover I've ever had," and he goes, "Yeah, I practice a lot when I'm alone." So
it's a great line.
Yeah, so if you like that kind of comedy, that's Love and Death. It's probably one of the funniest films of all time for me. Yeah. Anyway,
I mean, any other things that stand out with the comedy world for you?
Not for me. How about you?
Not really. I think it's a pretty good time to wrap up for
episode 10.
That's it.
It's been great to get to 10 episodes.
It has.
Looking forward to our next 10.
Ah, exactly.
All right. Two Brothers in Life.